Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's your guy. It's the one, the only, the truth, the healer. It's this guy, Chef Steven. Here, of course, at the signature table at Fisher's Test Kitchen, along with our wonderful friends from Green Bean Delivery, to present to you a really fun recipe for ribeyes, along with a wonderful pan sauce featuring Electric Reindeer. Great seasonal beer from us here at Sun King with nice little brown ale with ginger and molasses. So to get started, we've got two beautiful Bear Creek Farms ribeyes that we are going to lightly season with just a little bit of salt and pepper. Let those rest for just about 10 or 15 minutes just so all of that salt does its work. We'll pat them dry and then we're gonna sear them in a cast iron skillet. That same skillet is going to help us build our sauce. So this sauce traditionally is about a 3 or 4 hour cook with some really beautiful short ribs or chuck that braises really low and slow, but we're going to use that sauce as the sauce for this beautiful steak with all of the normal garnishes that you would see for this dish, and of course including Electric Reindeer. So we've got some beautiful jowl bacon, some onions, malt vinegar, a whole bunch of really cool ingredients that are going to give us this really beautiful flavor to go along with the ginger and molasses in the beer. So let's get going. So we want to season both sides of these, not super generously with salt and pepper. These are just about an inch thick, really beautifully marbled. There's also going to be some extra kind of salty flavors in the gravy, so we want to make sure we're not going to over salt the whole dish. So just a nice light seasoning with kosher salt and black pepper. Ready? We will season both sides. So we're going to heat this cast iron up over medium heat, and we are looking to sear these steaks for about 3 to 4 minutes per side for medium rare, and then we will let them rest as long as possible while we build our pan sauce. So our pan is good and hot. You'll also notice that we don't have any oil in here. We're going to use not only the fat from the ribeye, but also the fat from the jowl bacon, just to kind of bring everything up. So clean cast iron pan. This one happens to be about 110 years old. Yeah, here we go. Steaky steaks. Ooh. And definitely one of the more important things here is that we are just going to leave this on one side for 3 to 4 minutes. Don't touch it, don't move it, don't touch it. And then we will just flip once, let it finish the rest of the way, and then we'll build our pan sauce. To get started with our sauce, we're gonna use all of the beautiful fond, those wonderful crusty little brown bits that the steak has left behind, as the beginning base. And we're actually gonna build on this fond a couple different times. To go from there, we will slowly render some smoking goose jowl bacon. As soon as that's all nice and crispy, we'll add some onions, let those get nice and caramelized, and the moisture from the onions is going to kind of loosen a lot of that fond up, so we'll have all of that delicious flavor ready to go. And then we get to deglaze. We'll toast a little bit of flour first, but then we'll deglaze with a little bit of malt vinegar, a whole beautiful can of that Electric Reindeer, and then a nice little bit of, just a little bit of beef stock. And then the whole thing gets wrapped up with just a pinch of brown sugar. We'll season to taste. And then it actually gets this really cool garnish of beautiful brown butter noodles with some fresh dill, and then some roasted rainbow carrots. And that's all she wrote. But the cool thing is, as we kind of touched on before, is that we get this whole sauce done in just under an hour, when normally this could take kind of all day if you really wanted it to. But we get all of those delicious flavors of a braise in a beautiful, awesome looking ribeye. So to recap, while our steaks were resting, we made that wonderful, beautiful carbonade pan sauce. Then we also just quickly boiled some really awesome fluffy egg noodles and roasted off some carrots, all of which you can do while that pan sauce is cooking. And we did this whole thing in just under an hour. So start to finish, just under an hour, when normally something could take like 4 to 6, depending on how much you're doing, of course. But it's beautiful. We get the crispy bacon. We get the nice sweetness from the beer and the ginger and the molasses from Electric Reindeer. So while that sauce was finishing up, we just quickly boiled off some egg noodles and added a little bit of fresh dill, and then roasted off some carrots just until they were nice and tender, a little crispy on the edges. And then we got to go to plate. You get all of the beautiful flavors of a 4 to 6 hour cook in just under an hour with, of course, some just amazing ribeye. And that's all she wrote. Dinner in under an hour, or lunch, breakfast if you want to throw an egg on it, do whatever you want. But we also get to experience all of those beautiful flavors of Electric Reindeer with the ginger and the molasses, and it's kind of a perfect fall kind of steak saucy goodness. Goodness gracious. So when you are sitting down with this, we always kind of recommend drink it with the beer that we put in there. You get a really great chance to pair everything. Just all of these wonderful flavors go really well with Electric Reindeer, especially around the holidays. This is perfect for that time of year. It's comforting, it's warm, it's delicious, and it makes your heart sing. As always, we want to thank all of the wonderful people here at the signature table at Fisher's Test Kitchen. We want to thank our great friends at Green Bean Delivery. This recipe and all of our other recipes are on their website. All of the other links for the merch, for everything else that we're doing at Sun King, those are all below. The like and subscribe button hangs out over here. And then last but not least, ring that bell. That's our notifications bell. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I am Chef Steven. I'm gonna eat some steak. Bye. Yep, on to the next one.